Bolt actions may be more accurate, and semi-autos may offer faster follow-up shots, but for many hunters there is simply no better rifle in the deer woods than a lever action. In this episode of American Hunter Sunday Gunday, we have one of the latest versions of what is arguably the greatest lever action deer rifle of all time, the Winchester Model 94. More than 7 million Model 94s, including the original 1894 models, have been produced by Winchester Repeating Arms Company and a couple other manufacturers under the Winchester brand during the iconic lever action's storied history. The 94 is synonymous with the .30-30 Winchester cartridge. It was the first rifle to be chambered for America's first smokeless powder centerfire round, which at that time, way back in 1895, was called the .30 Winchester centerfire. It's widely accepted that the .30-30 Winchester, whether that refers to the gun or the cartridge, has accounted for more venison than any other rifle or round ever fired at a deer. Currently, 5 versions of the Model 94 are manufactured by Maruko in Japan for Winchester Repeating Arms. This one is the Model 94 Sporter, a long-barreled rifle that goes heavy on tradition and nostalgia. It's available in not only .30-30, but also .32 Winchester Special, .38-55 Winchester, and .25-35 Winchester. The Sporter has a 24-inch barrel with a profile that starts as an octagon and then becomes round just ahead of the forend, much like the 94s of yesteryear. Tradition continues beneath the half-round, half-octagon barrel with a full-length magazine that holds 8 rounds and a forend with a blued steel cap. There's more steel on the buttstock in the form of a crescent-shaped butt plate. It follows the style of early Model 94 rifles when men were men and didn't concern themselves with recoil. The shape does fit nicely in the shoulder pocket, but just make sure that steel rests against your shoulder and pec muscles and not your collarbone. The walnut buttstock has a straight grip, bordered 22-line per inch checkering, and a low sloping comb that's best suited for shooting with iron sights. And of course, the 94 Sporter comes with a good set of irons. The base of the semi-buckhorn rear sight is drift adjustable in its dovetail for windage, while a notched elevator slides forward or backward to adjust the sight blade's elevation. The front sight for Marble Arms presents a brass bead that sits atop a tapered and serrated post. Since the 94 Sporter ejects cartridges from the top of the receiver at an angle, it's compatible with a rifle scope. The receiver is drilled and tapped for bases. But even though I took this rifle to a lever gun class at Gunsight Academy and plan to hunt with it this fall, I just couldn't bring myself to put a scope on such a streamlined beauty. Instead, I mounted an adjustable rear aperture from Skinner Sights on the receiver and paired it with a brass post-style front sight. With practice, the setup is surprisingly effective far beyond the typical 50 to 100 yard distances at which most whitetails are taken in the East. Besides the angle eject feature and the drilled and tapped receiver, the 94 Sporter has several other modern touches worth noting. The traditional half-cock safety has been replaced with a rebounding hammer safety that prevents the hammer from moving forward and contacting the firing pin unless the trigger is pulled and held to the rear. Instead of coming to half-cock when lowered under the thumb, the hammer now stops at the rebound position, which looks similar but ensures the hammer will not slip forward to hit the firing pin. In addition, the 94 Sporter has a manual hammer block safety located on the tang. With the hammer cocked, the safety slider must be pushed forward in order to fire the rifle. The hammer is also drilled and tapped for a knurled extension, which makes manipulating it easier with the scope aboard. Rounded bolt trunnions, a relief cut for the hammer, and radiused edges on the finger lever all contribute to smooth and reliable cycling. I've put close to 300 rounds through this rifle and have yet to experience a hang-up. All these refinements come at an MSRP of nearly $1,400, which puts the Model 94 Sporter toward the top end of deer rifles in terms of price. But I think many deer hunters will agree the 94 Sporter is toward the top in terms of looks and handling as well. For more information on the Winchester Model 94 line, visit winchesterguns.com. And for more Sunday Gunday any day of the week, go to AmericanHunter.org.